one-man army who's taken on the might of the establishment and come out triumphant. I'm joined today once again by the man of the match, and if this was a series, Dr. Swamy, by now you'd be man of the series and man of possibly the entire World Cup. Thank you very much for joining me on Hot Pursuit. There were three main cases before the Supreme Court today. One was on the role of P. Chidambaram as finance minister, the other was the plea for cancellation of licenses, and the third for an SIT being formed to monitor what the CBI is doing. Only one of those three demands have been fulfilled. So you're projecting this as a massive victory. The fact is, it's only a partial victory that you've achieved today.
Well, it's a question of how you interpret victory and defeat. As far as the license is concerned, there is no doubt. It's been cancelled, and so it's an outright victory. As far as the CBI inquiry question is concerned, I had asked for the CBI inquiry on the grounds that in the trial court, the trial court is not empowered to order a CBI inquiry. Only the High Court and the Supreme Court can do it, and that's the Supreme Court judgment. Therefore, I have come here for that. I'm a taxpayer, I said to the court, and therefore I want the CBI to assist me. The court then wanted to know whether there was a prima facie basis for doing that. And the court has exactly done that. Instead of ordering the CBI inquiry directly, and I'm telling you today, if they had ordered it today, it would have been a defeat for me, because the trial court has already reached the stage of reserving the orders, and that would have become infructuous. So what the trial court, Supreme Court has done is now empowered the trial court that you can order the CBI inquiry as an ad hoc measure. And that's exactly what I need. If tomorrow, if on the 4th, the trial court finds Mr. Chidambaram worthy of being summoned, and therefore therefore I conduct the case, I need the CBI assistance because they've got all the files. That's I would consider that as a super victory, not meeting of my demands.
The cancellation of 122 licenses has led to an outcry in corporate India, and the customers too will have to pay a lot more, because earlier the government's policy was first come first serve. Spectrum was allocated cheaply. Now there will be another auction. Companies will have to pay much more than they paid previously. Estimates are it could be up to 1 lakh crore rupees. Naturally, the telecom companies will charge the customers for that extra money that they've paid for spectrums. As a consequence of your victory, the telecom customer, that's me, will have to pay more.
Well, that's the propaganda of the companies. You don't have to believe them. The fact of the matter is that when they got the license cheaply, they sold it to the other companies. That's not only Swan and Unitech, but Tata sold it to Docomo. Then somebody sold it to the Russians. Somebody sold it to Vodafone. So all of them have made a huge killing on selling the license which was given cheaply. That's number one. Number two, take 3G. There has been no enhancement of the tariff despite the fact that it was an auction. So therefore I would say that please cough up. Of course they have a problem. They may have given a bribe. Now they are going to have to pay double, because they had whatever they paid plus what they have to pay now. But I would say that you have to have this punitive thing so that in future such things don't happen, and the government should say that you cannot raise the prices.
But this impacts investor confidence. The likes of Telenor from Norway, Etisalat from Abu Dhabi, they've come in, invested millions of dollars in the Indian telecom sector. After what happened with Enron in the power sector, no foreign company came in and invested in power. Telecom has been one of India's sunshine sectors. As a consequence of this verdict, foreign investors are jittery.
Well, they should be jittery, because we don't want the word to get around that you can get anything you want in India by bribery, that India is purchasable. Look at the transparency index. We are now down to 95 number. I would like to tell you that there are lots of countries which have very strict laws on this. Take for instance what's happening with Huawei in the United States. You have to have first of all a clean country. That is the first requirement. And if foreigners cannot bear our cleanliness, they need not come.
These are not the foreign companies that paid bribes to Raja and to the government.
They did.
They came in later.
No.
As a consequence of the disinvestment that was done by these telecom companies.
Take Etisalat. They paid 8 times the amount for the equivalent of a license.